Imagine this. It's December 25th, 2025. You're reflecting on your year. Your health is thriving. Your energy is boundless. You've crushed every single goal that you've set. Now ask yourself this: what made this year so different from all the others? And the answer might lie in six brutally honest questions, ones that force you to confront what's really holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself. I'm Julian Hayes II, founder of Executive Health, and I specialize in helping entrepreneurs and executives operate with world-class health and performance with precision. If you're interested in learning more about how I and my partners can assist you, feel free to reach out for a complimentary executive health chemistry meeting. Now today, we're diving into 6 transformative questions that are inspired by a book I absolutely love called Straight Line Leadership, and it is chapter 27. And I believe these 6 questions are a great start in helping you make 2025 a fantastic year. And starting with your health, of course, because health is the foundation of everything. It's the foundation of your business, your relationships, your ability to lead, and in any other thing. Health is the center of that. So let's get into it. But I want to start with one of my favorite quotes from the book, and it goes something like this: being real is saying what you mean and doing what you say. Being insincere is saying one thing and doing something else. That's a perfect metaphor for how most people approach their health, making promises to themselves that they never follow through, or that they give themselves an easy out. But the thing is, success, whether it's with our health, whether it's with our business, whether it's with our relationships, or just life in general, it requires radical self-honesty. So are you doing what's necessary, or are you just keeping busy with what feels convenient? And so by the end of this video, you'll have these 6 questions to reflect on, and I really hope you answer them honestly, because I really believe that these set a very good foundation for the incoming year for you. So let's start with the first question, and it is, what are you pretending not to know? So are you pretending not to know that skipping workouts, being inconsistent with your nutrition, eating out multiple times a week, all these things are affecting your energy? Are you pretending not to know that being around certain people is affecting your energy, is affecting your mood, your creativity, which then trickles down to affecting your health as well? Are you convincing yourself that you don't need any help to stay consistent with your fitness? Maybe you're telling yourself that that third cup of coffee compensates for the energy slump instead of addressing the real issue: your inconsistent eating, your inconsistent sleeping, inconsistent fitness habits. Radical honesty means acknowledging the truth that you've been avoiding. So the action step here that I challenge you with is take 10 minutes today to list out the habits or behaviors that you're pretending aren't a problem, and then choose one to start addressing immediately. And so question number 2, what's going to happen if you continue down this path? And so let's be real. If you keep treating your health as an afterthought, if you keep being inconsistent with your health, where will you be in 5 years? Tired, overweight, stuck on some medications, poor labs, not as reaching towards your God-given potential? Maybe we can go even further out. Maybe it's 10 to 15 years out, and you're not able to walk your daughter down the aisle. Maybe you're not capable to do it, or maybe you're not even around. It's a grim picture, but sometimes we need something like that to wake us up. I know for me, having that picture in my head really, really changed the game for me. So picture that future, decide if it's acceptable for you. And so an actionable step here is, I want you to write a letter to your future self, and I want you to describe in detail what happens if you don't change. But then I also want you to write one and describe what happens if you do change. And I want you to keep it somewhere that you can read it often as a sort of reminder, as a sort of a jolt back to your system when life gets in the way. So question number 3 is, how do you need to be different? So to achieve goals that you've never reached, you have to become someone that you've never been. And maybe that means prioritizing sleep, setting boundaries around your work schedule, decreasing your time with certain people who are energy drainers. Maybe that means investing in support to keep you accountable and to remove all the guesswork. And if you like help with that, then definitely book a call with us below using the link shared. And so the actionable step here is to identify one trait or habit that you need to adopt to become that version of yourself, that higher version of yourself, and just start committing to practicing that for 30 days. Don't add too many habits, disciplines. Just pick one and really solidify that, and then continue to stack upon that one. And so number 4 is, are you assuming that logic is running the show? We all like to think we're logical, we're sound reasoning, we're not in our emotions, but that's kind of a lie. Emotions often drive our decisions. And that's why we sometimes can skip our workouts when we're stressed. So that's why sometimes we can grab junk food when it's convenient. That's why sometimes we can have a drink to take the sting off the day, take the stress off the day after the day's been long and arduous. Our emotions are in ourselves. Our emotions are heightened. That's why. And so the actionable step here is pretty simple, but maybe not to execute. When you feel like skipping this healthy habit that you have, I want you to pause in that moment and really see, what's the feeling that I'm feeling right now. And I want you to name that emotion, because when you name that emotion, you're diffusing its power. Now, I grant you, this is harder, easier said than done, but very effective. So question number 5 is, how could you be in the face of this? Life will throw challenges your way. The question is, who will you be when it happens? Will you rise to the occasion, or will you fold? And so easily enough here, the actionable step is I want you to visualize a potential obstacle or two. Is it a busy work week? Is it traveling for a key presentation? Is it, how are you going to respond and handle a bad quarter? How are you going to handle if business gets really slow? How are you going to handle a family emergency, a broken relationship? And there's a dozen other potential scenarios that you can add here. I want you to decide now on how you'll maintain some of your health commitments in that scenario. You're essentially front loading your work. And in this scenario, you're not able to, of course, pick out everything. But you're thinking of the most common scenarios and at least having some semblance of a plan for them. So number 6, where has going easy on yourself gotten you so far? Being lenient with yourself might feel good in the moment. You might be able to justify it and say you deserve it. You've been working hard. You're better than this other person at it. You're better than the average person. But where has it truly led you? Are you really proud of yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror? And that's a hard thing to do. And I recently did this and looked at myself in the mirror and say, am I really proud of myself? Am I really giving it my all? And the answer was no. And it kind of sucks in that moment, because you can't blame anyone but yourself. So I asked you, how's your physique? How do you look and feel in that dress? If you're a guy, how do you look and feel in that suit? Are you comfortable enough to wear what you really want at the beach? These are some of the questions that I used to ask when I used to train in person at a gym with clients. And if we're really getting specific and real, and this is the one that clients really open up to after you get to know them a little bit, are you comfortable enough to keep the lights on with that special partner of yours when it comes to the extracurricular activity? If you catch my drift, that's when you're truly comfortable, because a lot of people don't like to keep the lights on, if we're being frank. If you want extraordinary results, you need extraordinary discipline. But even before those things right there, you need an extraordinary commitment and intention. So the action step here, set a non-negotiable health standard for yourself, whether it's a certain amount of daily steps, a daily workout or 2, whatever you want to do, particular meals. Maybe it's a morning smoothie, whatever that thing is for you. Maybe it's never going above a certain weight, never going above a certain body fat percentage, or even simpler, maybe it's sticking to a bedtime routine. Maybe it's sticking to a Saturday date night. no matter what. Nothing gets in the way of that. Stick to it no matter what, and you're going to benefit from it. So if you're doing these things right, these 6 questions aren't the easiest things to answer, but they're necessary. And these 6 questions can be tough because you're essentially holding a mirror up to yourself. Radical self-honesty is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be at the end of 2025. So I want you to take a few moments today to reflect on these questions, write down your answers, and start taking those necessary and required actions today. So I'm curious now, which of these 6 questions resonated with you the most? Drop your answer in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs to hear this message. In the meantime, stay awesome, be limitless, and as always, go be the CEO of your health and your life. Peace.